Alright, let's dive into something that's both fascinating and a little unsettling: the recent restaurant inspections in Columbus, Georgia. Now, I know what you're thinking: restaurant inspections, how exciting can that be? But stick with me, because what I find really intriguing here is the story behind these grades. It's not just about A's and B's. It's about what these scores reveal about food safety, human error, and the little things that can make or break your dining experience. Here's the hook. Out of over 70 establishments inspected, 27 got perfect scores. That's impressive, right? But what's more eye-opening are the B-grade restaurants and the violations they had. Personally, I think these BS are where the real lessons lie. They are not failing, but they are not acing it either, and that's where things get interesting. Take Bojangles, for example. Black residue on drink machine nozzles and ice machine chutes. That's not just gross, it's a red flag for maintenance. What many people don't realize is that these small oversights can snowball into bigger issues. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about cleanliness, it's about consistency. How often are these machines being checked? And what does this say about the overall attention to detail in the kitchen? Then there's Bert's Butcher Shop and Eatery. Pests in the kitchen. That's a detail I find fascinating because it's not just about the pests themselves, it's about the environment that allowed them to thrive. In my opinion, this raises a deeper question: are these issues isolated incidents, or are they symptoms of a larger problem in how these places are managed? What makes this really interesting is the role of TCS foods, time or temperature control for safety. These are foods that need to be kept at specific temperatures to prevent bacteria growth. Things like shredded cheese, eggs, and cooked chicken. One thing that immediately stands out is how many violations involve TCS foods being stored at the wrong temperature. From my perspective, this isn't just a minor mistake, it's a critical one. Improper storage can lead to foodborne illnesses, which is no small matter. A detail I find fascinating is the use of time as a public health control. For instance, at Waffle House, raw shell eggs were supposed to be discarded by 1 p.m., but were still there at 3:30 p.m. What this really suggests is that even when there are protocols in place, they are not always followed. And that's where the human factor comes in. It's not just about having rules, it's about enforcing them. Now, let's talk about the perfect scores. Places like Town Wings and Haru Sushi aced their inspections. What many people don't realize is that these perfect scores aren't just about luck, they are about systems. These establishments have clearly implemented processes that ensure consistency and safety. Personally, I think this is a testament to the importance of training and accountability. If you take a step back and think about it, these inspections aren't just about grading restaurants, they are about protecting public health. What this really suggests is that food safety is a shared responsibility. It's on the restaurants to follow the rules, but it's also on us as consumers to be aware and to hold these places accountable. In my opinion, the most thought-provoking part of this is the margin for error. Even the best restaurants can slip up, and even the ones with BS can improve. What makes this really interesting is how these scores reflect not just the state of the industry, but also the human element behind it. Mistakes happen, but it's how we respond to them that matters. So, here's my closing thought: next time you're dining out, take a moment to think about what goes on behind the scenes. These inspections aren't just bureaucratic red tape, they are a window into how seriously a restaurant takes your safety. And that, in my opinion, is something worth paying attention to. What do you think? Are these inspections something you consider when choosing where to eat? Let me know in the comments below.